is a great topic today. We're going to go ahead and get started.
Yes.
The title of our podcast today is 2025 Power Shift. What's changing and why it matters. I guess a lot of you guys already know a lot of things are going on in the news with the president, with Doge, Elon Musk, and a lot of you guys may not understand some of the jargon that's going on in regards to what's happening. So we're going to try to break down some of those things for you guys today. So we want to let you know, welcome, and we're going to let you know what's on the table. What's up, family? Welcome back to J&B Live Podcast, where we break it down, what's really happening in America, and make it plain and simple to you guys. I'm your host, Broker J3, bringing you the facts, the fire, and a little bit of real talk.
Okay, and I'm Dr. B. Good to see you guys again. Much love to you. Thank you guys for joining us again today. I'm here to bring the insight and wisdom that you didn't know you really needed. Like I say, this is a podcast where we bring you our version of what's actually happening, and you may not understand the language that they're using, but we're going to break it down for you. So today we're diving deep into the 2025 power shift, which is actually what has happened since he became president, because family, the landscape is changing fast, so you have to get ready so that you are prepared.
That's right, Doc B.
Yes.
And as you guys know, we're talking about Project 2025. The rise of the Department of Government Efficiency, better known as Doge. You guys have probably heard that on the news a lot, Doge, and you don't know what it means. It's the Department of Government Efficiency. That's the department that sometimes I hate even saying his name, but the president put Elon Musk over. That's the department he put him over. And we're going to show you guys how these changes are hitting DEI programs, immigration, education, the United States Postal Service, and a lot of you have been hearing about the federal workers.
Yeah, and we're not going to just stop there. We're going to break down the impact of the rise in tariffs that are happening in Canada, on Mexico and China. And then we're going to unpack the different lawsuits piling up against these new policies, because that's what's happening now.
And let's not forget how these social media platforms like TikTok, Bigo Live, Facebook, and YouTube are shaping public opinion and influencing what people think about all of this.
Yes.
You guys have to know. Social media is very important. It's definitely an influence to a lot of the American people and around the world.
Yeah, so buckle up, family, because today we're giving you the full picture. So get ready.
And you already know what it is. Let's talk about it.
Yes.
Project 2025, rewriting America's playbook. All right? We're going to dive right into this, all right? Dr. B, let's kick things off with Project 2025, because this isn't just a policy shift, guys. It's a complete restructuring of the government completely.
Yeah, okay, so Pappy, Beanie Bradford, George, Edward Trudell, Goldie, thank you guys for joining us. Ace in the Pines, holla, good to see you again.
Oh, Ace,
yes.
Ace, we appreciate you.
Yes.
That's my classmate right there. Welcome, Thank you for joining. I appreciate that.
And thank you, Kelly Clark, for joining us as well. But Broker J3 just mentioned Project 2025. It is actually backed by the Heritage Foundation and other conservative think tanks. That's who's over it. That's who created it. That's their goal, to dismantle federal programs and put loyalists in key positions. So you have to know what's going on, because more than likely, if you have not been affected yet, you will be affected.
All right, guys. So let me explain to you guys what the consequences to all of this stuff is. So let me break it down. First, you got the DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion rollbacks. All right. Again, that's diversity, equity, inclusion programs across the federal agencies. They're being slashed. Without these incentives, we risk undergoing decades of progress towards equal opportunity. They killing affirmative action everything. You guys have no idea some of the things that's going on. They're even talking about removing African Americans out of the history book and their contributions to the Americas. Now also they have the USAID cuts. Now these cuts are funding for international aid programs. They're being gutted, leaving vulnerable communities worldwide without critical resources. Human rights groups are already pushing back. What's another one, Doc B?
The other one is the one that I'm really concerned about is the Department of Education is being restructured to prioritize a patriotic curriculum. In other words, they want to remove not just the Department of Education, which there will no longer be, but they're going to put education back in the hands of the states. And you have to be careful because what they're trying to do is all tied in with DEI as well, because they want to erase African American history. Not just erase it, but they want to erase slavery and everything like that, but also the accomplishments that a lot of black people have made. So we have to be prepared for what's actually going to happen to our history and educating our children.
Exactly. Now this also affects the U.S. postal privatization, and I'm aware of that for a short stint. I was a mailman. We ain't gonna talk about that them days. But anyway, the plans to privatize the postal service, they're threatening affordable mail delivery, especially in rural communities. You guys have no idea. Now think about it right now. You guys get your mail free with the United States Postal Service. You guys have to pay money for UPS, FedEx Express, and all the other courier services. You guys have to pay for that. So imagine if the United States Postal Service is privatized. That means you guys are going to start having to pay just to receive your mail.
Yes. And my philosophy behind that, the mail is already bad. Now, if this happens, can you imagine what is going to happen? It takes now 30 days to get a letter if you live sometime in another a state. So you're going to have to be careful because, like Broker J3 just said, it's taking it out of the hands. Somebody else is going to be over that department that more than likely don't have no experience whatsoever, because the postmaster has already been let go. I'm not sure who they replaced him with, but more than likely it's going to be one of his cronies that's going to be over the United States Postal Service.
Yeah, I see some of them are chiming in right now talking about it.
Yes, 2025, A says 2025 is an agenda. Yes, it is.
Yes.
And like I said, you don't have to read all 900 pages of it, but I suggest you pick it up and start reading and educate yourself.
Yeah, because a lot of people that fell for him telling everybody he don't know what it is, he don't know nothing about it. But if you guys pick up the Project 2025 and start reading, you guys will realize they are literally following the playbook.
Yes.
They are literally following the playbook. So you guys have to definitely
be aware
of what's going on. It is not a joke, guys.
Yes. And also now the federal workforce purge. This is already happening now, where thousands of experienced workers, career professionals are being replaced with political appointees who lack experience but pledge loyalty to him. You know who I'm referring to. So, a lot of people are losing their jobs. A lot of them have filed lawsuits. And then sometimes they file a lawsuit, they go back to work, and then again they're let go again. So it's just a matter of time before that person is no longer, or those federal employees are gone. So of course this is going to affect you. It's going to affect your pocketbooks, because all of us, if it's not going to be affecting you directly, you're going to know someone that's being affected eventually.
Exactly. So you guys can't take this lightly. This is something that's real. This is something that's happening. And you guys really need to pay attention, because I'm telling you, see, right now, a lot of people are not thinking much about it. Why? I'm going to tell you why. Because in their minds, it's not affecting them. But I promise you, given a little bit of time, you guys are going to realize it's going to start affecting a lot of people. It's going to, you guys are going to realize it's going to hit home in ways you guys never imagined.
Yes. And let's not forget, Broker J3, the immigration policies. The administration is pushing hard to limit asylum, speed up deportations, and to restrict legal immigration pathways. In other words, there have been a lot of people who have already been deported. So get ready. It can happen to someone that you care for as well.
Exactly.
Yes.
So it's actually happening, guys, and we just want you guys to be aware of what's going on. All right, and don't forget they got, plus we're talking about these tariffs. These tariffs, they're raising costs and shaking up the relationship with some of our biggest trade partners.
Yes, you think the price of eggs is high. I bought 12 packs of eggs for $17.31. It's getting ridiculous with the price of eggs. But not just that now, even in Canada now, with the tariffs that the United States is putting on Canada has retaliated, and guess what? All of the alcohol is being pulled off of the shelves in Canada. So, and some of the states are also having to pay an additional $100 towards the electric bill that use the electric service that's hosted by Canada. So we're gonna know somebody either we're gonna be impacted or we're gonna know someone that's being impacted.
All right, we want to give a shout out to some of our people.
Yes, thank you guys for joining us. Thank you guys. We've got some comments too. Autumn, thank you for joining us. Porcelain Pink, Go Green Peas, thank you for joining us. We've got, there's a push for church and state to unite in 2025, Project 2025. This is dangerous. I agree with you 100%. Ace in the Pines. This is exactly right. It's going to get ugly. I kid you not. You might as well get ready for it. I'm of the opinion that you might need to save your money the next 4 years because you don't know what might happen. I'm just cautious right now because I don't know.
And a special shout out to any of our federal workers that's out there, that's listening in to us tonight. Hey guys, just stand strong despite all these changes. We see you, we recognize you guys, and hey, we love you guys.
Yes. Okay. Cool Mo Daddy, thank you for joining us. Kits, Eric Lewis, thank you guys for joining us. Thank you guys for being a part of the J&B family. We thank you guys for your support.
Yeah, and remember guys, it's okay to tap the screen to let us know that you guys love us. We appreciate some of you guys that's tapping the screen. Let us know. You can send the gifts. We appreciate that. Keep the podcast going. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We really appreciate it. Now we're going to talk about Doge. That's that Elon Musk agency, and we're going to talk about the efficiency and the corporate takeover. Now, Doc B, we got a lot of talk about Doge, the Department of Government Efficiency. Now, it's supposed to make the government run faster and smarter. But it's starting to look more like it's a corporate takeover to me.
Yes, it does. So what Doge is using is like a AI, blockchain, and automation to streamline different processes. And when you think about it, you think of Elon Musk, you think of what he stands for. Of course, he has the Tesla where, everything is automated. So right now you have to be careful because these efficiencies are replacing humans oversight and pushing thousands of government workers, guess what, out of a job.
Exactly. And it's not good, guys, because, when you're thinking efficiency, but you're at the same time, you're not thinking about what capacities these workers, what are they doing? What jobs are they doing? Removing somebody from their job, doesn't necessarily mean that the AI can take over and perform their job for them. Now, again, let's talk about the immigration enforcement. Doge high-tech surveillances at the border. They're speeding up deportations, but it's also raising serious privacy concerns. Now, I've been a lot of places. You guys know I'm a real estate broker, so I deal with a lot of builders and construction, so forth like that. I hear a lot of people saying, construction is slowing up in some places because a lot of the Hispanics, they're definitely in construction.
Yes.
A lot of them are being deported. We already talked about the tariffs. Lumber prices are going up. So you guys, it's a shame that we actually talking about something like this right now and how it's affecting the American people.
And then don't forget about the tariff. I can't stress this enough. What they have now is these algorithms that are driving trade decisions that are increasing tariffs on China, Mexico, and Canada. They didn't just automatically create these and decided to do tariffs on these 3 countries. This means higher prices for consumers and more pressure on small businesses. They don't really understand the significance of what's really going to happen.
And you know what, Doc B, you know what worries me is how Doge is aligning, like really coming together with Project 2025. You guys, like Doc B said earlier, you don't have to read all 920 something pages or whatever. You don't have to read all of it. Just read through some of the things that Project 2025 details, and you guys will be amazed with how it's aligning with what's happening today in the government. They're creating a system where the efficiency outweighs the accountability. And that's a dangerous game, y'all.
Yes, it is. Okay, Rissa Liggins, thank you for the badge. Thank you, guys. Ace in the Pines says stay prayed up for sure. We have got to stay prayed up. Thank you, the 1P Need Nails. Thank you for joining us. Diego Stay Scheme. Thank you for joining us. And Dio, thank you guys for joining us. Much love to you for being a part of the J&B family. Thank you guys. Now, family, we're looking at the future where government is leaner, sure, but also less transparent and less fair.
Exactly.
And that's what's happening because the little people will have no voice. Most of the middle class, lower class will probably be out of a job.
Yeah, and some of the middle class will become the lower class.
Yes. Okay, so big shout out to the watchdog groups, those people out there keeping their eye on Doge and holding them accountable, because a lot of people have been let go, but guess what? A lot of people are fighting back and they're filing lawsuits to keep their jobs. Some of the decisions have been reversed and some of them have been upheld.
Yeah, and we're not even going to talk about some of those Democrats that agreed with some of the Republicans with. I'm not even going to go into that. That's a whole nother conversation, because it's very disappointing the way our government is working right now.
It is.
And to think that the government workers, they're navigating through this chaos. You know, they're trying their best to do what they can. A lot of the ones that have not been let go don't know when their job's going to end. You know, you guys are doing real work, and we appreciate you guys. So just stay strong. And as Ace in the Pine said, stay prayerful.
Yeah.
You know, keep them hands up and always, you know, just ask God to watch over you, because that's what it's going to take.
Okay. Now, we touched a little bit on how Canada and Mexico and China are fighting back, because they're not going to sit down. So, you know, they're looking at the United States. They used to look at the United States as an ally. Now they're looking at us as we're enemies. And that's sad to say, but, you know, we need to go a little bit deeper into that, because these policies are going to cause a real economic pain at home here in the United States and abroad.
I agree.
Yes. So now, what he's done has slapped the higher tariffs on steel, aluminum, auto parts, and consumer goods, arguing that it's protecting the American industries. But the reality is, what do you think, Broker J3?
Yeah, I think these tariffs are hurting the American families and businesses. Now, what we're gonna do? Let's break it down real quick. All right. First, let's deal with Canada. You know, retaliatory tariffs on the U.S. goods are making it harder for American manufacturers to stay competitive. It drives up costs for the customers, okay? Look at Mexico. Tariffs on auto parts and agriculture is making cars and groceries more expensive here, while Mexico's counter tariffs are hitting American farmers real hard. You know, it just does not make sense. And let's talk about China. Higher tariffs on China's technology and customer goods means that everything from smartphones to household appliances, they're costing more. And China is strengthening partnerships with other nations, bypassing U.S. markets altogether. It's gonna get bad.
It's gonna get bad. So people are spending how much on iPhones right now? By the time it's over with, how much do you think an iPhone will cost you?
Well, if they're running about $1,200 now, you're probably looking at about $2,000 just for the latest iPhone.
Yeah, it's gonna hit hard. And families, these tariffs aren't just affecting big corporations. They're squeezing small businesses and making it harder for them to even survive. It's hard for them to survive out here.
Especially some of the smaller businesses that really depend on imports and exports for their businesses to survive. And diplomatically, the tariffs are putting a strain on relationships that America has and with other countries that they really can't afford to lose right now. They just can't.
Yeah. So a shout out to those who have the small businesses, those small business owners that are navigating through these price hikes and staying strong. Hang in there and stay strong. And while I'm giving a shout out to them, I also want to give a shout out to our viewers. I have in Dallas, I have Marcus Watson. Thank you for joining us. Much love to you, Mr. OG. Thank you for joining us as well. We appreciate you guys. We've got Pretty Flower. Thank you for joining us as well. Pretty Bold. Christine Balak, thank you for joining us. And Flawless Diva 24, thank you. And Cootie, thank you guys for joining us. Much love to you guys for being a part of the J&B family. Thank you guys.
And again, shout out to the farmers that's out there holding it down, holding down the fort, despite all these challenges. We see you guys, and guys, we appreciate the love. We appreciate you guys joining. Remember, tap the screen. Let us know that you love us and you care. And remember to send a gift. It goes a long way, and we appreciate it.
Yeah.
Now, we want to talk about some of the legal firestorms that's happening right now. As Doc B said earlier, these lawsuits that can change everything. This is very important, guys. You guys got to really pay attention to this now. Now, Doc B, let's get into the legal firestorm swirling around these policies.
And every time something happens, and this is what should happen. Say, for instance, the federal workers being let go, they're filing lawsuits, and the lawsuits are piling up for whatever DOGE has done, and the outcomes could reshape these policies or could actually stop them dead in their tracks. And guess what? They should. If they are making these changes, they're making these cutbacks, and they're letting people go, replacing them with some AI position, bots or whatever, then you just don't lay down and let them run all over you. You have to fight back.
And again, for some of you guys that missed it earlier, I want to give you a breakdown on some of this stuff. Now, these DEI rollbacks, we're talking about civil rights groups. They're challenging the elimination of these DEI programs, arguing that these changes violate equal rights protections. We're also talking about these USAID cuts. They got lawsuits that are pushing back against funding cuts, claiming that they're violating congressional mandates. You guys really don't understand the importance of a lot of this stuff. And again, I'll let you talk about the next one, Dr. Beaver, since you're a specialist in that area anyway.
Yeah, and I want to touch on the DEI rollbacks again for those of you who are joining us. Not only do they want to remove the Black History curriculum, they want to erase everything that has anything to do with slavery. But not just that, they want to remove the accomplishments. If a Black American discovered something, they don't even want it to be taught in schools. This is serious. They want to erase us like we were never here in the United States.
And we never had a contribution to the Americas.
And then U.S. cuts, aid cuts. Guess what? Food stamps. That card that you get. What's the card you call? EBT cards and stuff. They're getting ready to cut all of that. They done it before.
Section 8. All you guys that's getting those subsidies for those housing, out the door. Public housing, out the door. You already heard about the Medicaid and Medicare. Get ready. It's
Social Security.
It's finna get real crazy, guys. Trust what I'm telling you.
And we mentioned those two, but also DOE, Department of Education. It's going to start at the federal level, and then it's going to trickle down to the states, where for the federal level, you have the kids that are getting special needs. The grants, the funding.
Student loans.
So eventually, some universities they will probably put a freeze where they will not do any hiring. And eventually they may have to let some people go. But the thing of it is, it's affecting our children. Yeah. That's what I'm concerned about, because no more Head Start.
No more Pell Grants.
Pell Grants.
No more government loans. So that means that if you can't pay for your college or university outright, if your parents didn't save money, you can't pay them outright, then you can't go to school. Now we know a lot of you use those Pell Grants and those student loans to be able to get your education. That's going to be gone.
Yes. And so that's coming from the Project 2025 Playbook. And this is like third world countries. In third world countries, everybody can't go to college. And that's what he wants it to be like in the United States. So buckle up and get ready. Now, let's not forget the lawsuits that we were talking about that target DOGE itself, but there are privacy, there are some advocates and immigration right groups that are also suing over the use of AI and the blockchain to track and deport immigrants. And they're claiming that these practices violate due process. So there's a lot of lawsuits that are going on that have been filed against DOGE and the president.
And family, these lawsuits can change everything. If the courts rule against the administration and DOGE, we can see a major shift. But if the courts back them, then we're looking for a whole new America.
It's going to get ugly. So shout out to the legal team fighting these battles in courts, because they gave me a number of the amount of lawsuits that have been filed. I can't remember, but I guarantee the next time we discuss this topic, but it was in the hundreds that have been filed already. And get ready. There's going to be even more that will be filed.
Exactly. And shout out to everyone staying informed and engaged, because believe it or not, you're making a difference. You know, even these platforms like what we're on right now, discussing it with you guys. Some of you guys, again, you see it on the news, you know, you don't think much about it. Most people don't think about stuff until it's actually affecting them. So since we're on the topic of these social media networks, we're going to show you how social media and the spin, how these platforms like TikTok, Big O Live, Facebook, Instagram, X, formerly Twitter, and YouTube, how they're shaping the narrative.
Yeah.
Doc B, we can't end this conversation without talking about these social media, because platforms like TikTok, Facebook, Bigo, and YouTube are where people are getting their information from.
Yes, that's true. Now, GS, hold on, GS. I'm going to get to your question a little bit later on, okay? So just stay with us, okay? Okay. Yes, Broker J3, that is correct.
Because, in fact, in what they're doing, they're shaping public opinion in a big way. Now, don't get it twisted. Social media played a very important role in our elections.
Okay, yeah.
You know?
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. And so we're going to look at how each platform is playing a role. Let's take TikTok for an example. We have the short form videos. They're breaking down complex policies in 60 seconds. But misinformation spreads just as fast. And so that's what happened. Once a lie is put out there on TikTok, it just transforms and it's gone. So it doesn't take but a seconds really, for that misinformation to spread.
And think about platforms like the Big O Live, Facebook, and X. Now, you guys may not understand this, but Elon Musk bought X for a reason.
Yes, he
did. Now that he has X, you think anybody when you posted something that was misinformation, they blocked it out and they said that this comment is not true, it's misinformation. Now they're not doing that no more. Not even on Facebook. These live discussions are giving people a platform to voice their opinion, but without fact checking. These false narratives, they're just running wild.
But and guess what? That's the intent of some people who post out there. They post the wrong information on purpose so that it can mislead you, so that you can believe it, because most people won't fact check. And then you have YouTube. You have the long content, form content. It takes a deeper dive, but also there are the algorithms that are creating chambers where people only hear what they already believe. Isn't that something?
Exactly. And family, this matters because young people are getting more of their news. They're forming opinions through these platforms. You know, we already know we talked about it before in regards to the fake flex and in regards to these social media. You know, what you see on these social media, they're not real. You know, they're not fact checking. They're not telling you this information is incorrect. They're allowing it to happen. So when you have these young folks out there with this information that they're getting biased and incomplete, you know, it shapes the way that they see things.
Yes, yeah. In other words, so what you believe is what you get. That's the algorithm that you're creating, because it knows, all of them knows what you're searching for. For example, I love Amazon products. So I'm always clicking on Amazon products. So guess what? Guess what kind of ads I get? I get more Amazon ads, because guess what? The algorithm knows that's what interests me. So if you're already leaning toward one way, you're going to continue to get that same content. And so guess what? Some of that information that you may receive is misinformation.
Exactly.
So that's why we're here, to break it down for you guys and help you guys see the bigger picture.
And again, shout out to everyone that's using these platforms to spread the truth and awareness and not abusing it.
Yes, yes. And to our TikTok, Big Ol' Live, Facebook, and our main platform that we use, YouTube fam, we thank you. So remember to like, share, and subscribe. We do appreciate it. Now, GS had a comment. He says, I am American by naturalization. If I travel, won't they send me back to my country? I've had a liver transplant.
Yeah, and see, you know, with that new law that they got, that the president is trying to push, where they're trying to get rid of that naturalization thing. So basically, even some of the people that's here
that were born here,
that was born here. Say, for instance, you was your parents are immigrants, but you was born here, so you were a natural American because you was born here. They're trying to wipe that out altogether. So if your parents was not citizens when you was born, then guess what? You're not going to be a citizen anymore. You know. So you guys need to. You know, it's amazing. I feel really bad because it's not going to happen until, like I said, until some of these things start coming into fruition and they start affecting people. Until you're affected, it's not bothering you. And a lot of you guys that voted for the president, it's going to start affecting you. Yes. And that's when you're going to realize the biggest mistake that you ever made in your life.
Yeah, and then this is what's key. You were told one thing and something different is happening. And so you feel betrayed. I know some of you do. Some of you are frustrated. Some of you are just downright upset. But guess what? It happened. So now you have to start speaking out, and you got to start preparing for the Senate elections, the House elections, midterms, those elections, and until the 4 years has elapsed. Because, you know, you thought one thing, you heard one thing, but you have to remember this. People will tell you what you want to hear. Yeah,
to get elected. But now that these people are elected, think about it. Pay attention to the news. A lot of these Republicans, they're not even going to the town halls to speak to none of the people that voted for them. They're invisible. In fact, the president told them, don't even go.
Don't go to your town hall.
Don't go to no town hall. Don't talk to no people. Don't talk to the press. Don't do none of that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, these are people that you voted for. Now, they're not working for you. They're working for the president.
Yes.
So it don't matter what you want, what you think is best for you and your community, your family. That doesn't matter. Whatever Project 2025 agenda is, that's what they're pushing. And if you're not included, guess what? You out of there.
Yeah.
So we're going to go ahead and give our final thoughts and our call to action. Whew, Dr. B.
I know.
We covered a lot today.
Yes, we did, guys. And we appreciate you guys' support. We talked about Project 2025 and Doge to lawsuit to terrorists and the power of social media. We gave y'all the real. We broke it down for you. And we thank you, Joseph Wallace, Vincent McClendon, Manuel. Thank you for the gift, Elaine Washington. Thank you. And John Marino. Thank you, guys. We talked about a lot, but we kept it real. You can truly say that. We broke it down and we kept it real for you guys.
Exactly. And family, these changes, they're affecting all of us.
Yes.
You know, don't get it twisted. They're affecting all of us in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Everybody's going to feel it.
Yes.
Whether you're feeling it in the grocery store, at work, in your community, it's happening.
Yeah, and that's why it's so important to stay informed, guys. It is your duty to stay informed and engaged. Know what's going on with your livelihood, your family members. Check on your family members and make sure it's okay. Stay informed and stay engaged. Your voice does matter.
Exactly. And remember, guys, you can stay connected with us at J&B Live Podcast. For the audio listeners out there that don't have the time to be able to watch us on YouTube, where all of our content is, our playlists and all of the good stuff that we offer, it's on YouTube. Again, that's our main platform. But if you can't catch us on that and you guys love listening to your podcast, you can catch us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube Music, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Deezer, Podbean, or wherever you get your podcast from. Just look for J&B Live Podcast.
Yes, and we like those likes and those subscribes and those shares and the hearts. And don't forget to follow us at J&B Live. J&B Live. J&B Live with J&B Live at Live with J&B. Make sure I get that correct. On TikTok, Bigo Live, Facebook, Instagram, Threads, and YouTube's. Let's keep this conversation going, guys. This was a hot topic. This is a topic that everybody needs to hear. Everybody that lives in the United States needs to hear this. So also share it with someone that may have missed the episode today.
Yeah, we appreciate it, guys. So we thank you guys for joining us for this amazing episode.
Yes.
And for some of you guys that came in late and missed it, remember, again, you'll be able to catch the episode on YouTube. Just go to YouTube again, like we said, with Live with J&B. And you can catch any of the previous podcasts that you guys have missed. And we appreciate you guys. Until next time, family, I'm Broker J3.
And I'm Dr. B.
And let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
All right. That's what we're going to do, guys.